All right, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Alex Beckers' newest couple videos revolving around the gaming ecosystem in the cryptocurrency space. This has been the talk on the timeline for the past few weeks, and right now, this is all of the rage. This is the entire meta, and this is where the majority of the gains are taking place. While the market is hot, you're gonna need to be in the right discords that give all the best whitelists, talk about the best coins, and have the best tools for you guys to trade effectively. Check out my Discord in the description below if you want all of those things. We are going to absolutely cook during this next bull run. So we will take a look at a couple of the picks that Alex Becker chose for games that he thinks could do well in the coming bull run. We will also take a look at some gaming infrastructure plays that he also thinks could do well in the gaming bull run coming up, hopefully in the next couple years. And we'll discuss my thoughts around the games. We'll discuss my thoughts around the timing and the current prices. And we'll discuss my overall thoughts on where I see the gaming ecosystem go for Web3 in general. So we're taking a look at the overall total market capitalization of the gaming sector in Web3. And as you can see, it's currently $12.1 billion, being up around 8%. So this 8% is where a lot of these different gaming coins are currently pumping and have been pumping. But if you think about it, $12 billion for this entire sector of coins is not that much. There are many examples of even just one coin being over 10, 15, 20 billion dollars in current market cap during a bull run. So this $12 billion during this portion of the market, in my opinion, is fairly low. So in that regard, we could say that we're fairly early. If there is going to be a bull run in 2024 or 2025, a true bull run where hundreds of coins are pumping 5, 10, 15x in a matter of weeks, then this 12 billion could turn into 50, which could turn into 100, which could turn into 500, which could turn into 1 trillion, right? The sky is the limit when it comes to bull run gains and FOMO. And as we've seen from past cycles, the amount of money that can enter an ecosystem and how quickly it can enter the ecosystem is mind-boggling. I mean, if we even just go on the top whatever list of CoinGecko and you look, Doge itself is an $11 billion market cap. Cardano is 13, Solana is 24. All of these, Solana is 2x the amount of the entire gaming ecosystem's total market cap. So there is a ton of room for growth, especially if there's a couple games that really gain traction and really become successful as a game itself outside of speculation. All right, so we're over here looking at Crypto Gorilla's Twitter account, and he put together the list of coins that Alex Becker talked about in his recent video. And all of these coins are on the Avalanche blockchain, so AVAX. And the reason he likes these coins is because A, they look like they have decently fun games. Specifically for me, Shrapnel looks like the most fun. It looks like the most AAA. It looks like the most type of game that I like to play, where it's shooter and extraction based. I played a lot of Escape from Tarkov, so I already like games just like this. But I think his general thesis is essentially find a niche that you're good at, find a niche that you're interested in, and then invest in that sector. I put out a tweet recently saying you don't need to invest in 100 different coins to make it during this next cycle. You just need to choose anywhere from like 3 to 5 to maybe 8 coins that you really believe in to kind of hold throughout the bull and take profits on during that crazy FOMO period. So your portfolio could very well look like maybe a coin or two from this list, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum if you're interested in lower risk coins, and then maybe some more mid caps like Solana and AVAX itself, coins like that not only have these games building on top of them, but they're also higher market caps. They also envelop the entire ecosystem because they are the ecosystem, therefore it's just less risk overall. So we'll look at one of these first picks, which is probably going to be slightly less risk than the specific individual games that were listed on this list, and that is Playable. And what's interesting about this is because they are essentially a studio. They're making games that allow you to own all of your earned assets. So instead of investing in a specific game, you're investing in infrastructure that would allow these games to exist in the first place. So you only have to look at this chart for a second to go, wow, that is a crazy looking chart. Obviously up a ton since even just October of this year. November has been an insane month for many of these coins. And let's be honest, a lot of these coins has pumped from Alex Becker's video. That was definitely not his intention, and his entire point of the video is to say, choose something that you're interested in, choose a niche, choose products, choose interesting looking things that you can put money into, not necessarily choose these specific coins, but degenerates are going to do what degenerates do, and gamblers and speculators are going to buy into coins that are mentioned by big influencers. So this chart is absolutely nuts, and it's currently sitting at around, $34 million. So whether or not to buy in right now is anyone's guess. We could see a pullback in Bitcoin and ETH, and some of these gaming coins could also see a retrace. But, in general, if you're talking about the overall market cap of gaming being 12 billion, and we're talking about it potentially going to 20, 50, 100, 500 billion, as long as these coins have teams behind them that are pushing updates and there's narratives there and there's catalysts there for price action, speculators are going to continue to buy in and prices are going to continue to go up. Obviously, in the short term crazy pump, I usually don't like to buy into pumps like this, but if you were particularly bullish on some of these picks in Alex Beckers' video, you could absolutely dollar cost average scale your way into them, just so you don't dump your whole bag into this crazy candle on the way up and then during a retrace kind of panic. But I think it's pretty obvious, especially if the narrative and the teams and the catalysts stay there. A lot of these coins are probably going to continue to do well in the medium to long term. In the short term is anyone's guess. That's always the gamble. That's always the conviction when it comes to these speculative assets that have insanely low market caps. But, in general, gaming, I think, has this huge wind in its back, this huge narrative behind it that could absolutely propel so many of these coins during a real bull run to insane all-time highs. Another pick on his list was Megaweapon. And as you can see here, it's an interesting looking game. It's definitely not a game for me, and I've seen games like this on Steam already, and this is where it comes down to, is this game something that you're actually interested in, or are you interested in this chart and watching this token price go up and up and up? Is there a long-term bullish narrative for this game to be successful as a game itself? Is anyone's guess. Is there a narrative and catalyst behind the token being at around 9.8 million, taking into account that the total market cap of gaming coins is 12 billion, and this could go up and up and up? We could see charts like this continue to truck higher, if not experience decent retraces as they go higher. And when there is a crazy bull run, active teams with a legitimate product, there is a legit game here, you can see it on the screen, are probably going to do fairly well. But at the end of the day, is, this specific game going to be the next Fortnite? Probably not. Does that necessarily matter for your bags? Probably not. So for me, the most interesting game on this list was Shrapnel and Play Shrapnel. So this is probably the most AAA looking game on the list. It is a specific game with a token that released fairly recently, and we'll take a look at the chart in a second. But just looking at this, it's an extraction shooter. It's right up my alley. I played Escape from Tarkov, like I said earlier in this video. I like extraction shooters. I like first-person shooters. I like shooters that have this gritty kind of post-apocalyptic look. I think it looks really cool. Obviously, the map isn't finished. You can see some of the textures aren't done yet. Going here, we have another gameplay video here. I mean, in general, it just looks pretty good. It looks legitimately fun. So, this specific coin, I think, has room and legs to grow. But if you look, the market cap is almost 600 million in comparison to 10 in comparison to 35. So, I mean, this coin is already up crazy over the past even just 10 days since its release. So, I mean, buying into this now, 100% up to you. If you're bullish on the overall gaming sector of the ecosystem, then this could be a good buy for you, because it does look like one of the real legitimate games with a decent amount of money behind it that I think people will enjoy. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the gaming narrative has officially started. And for people who have been, front running those bags and accumulating those bags, they are definitely up a decent bit right now. I assume that quite a few of them maybe will shave off some profits, maybe just take initials off the board, and then they'll just look to hold those bags for, the next year or two, because the overall sentiment of crypto and the next bull run is the second half of 2024 and bleeding into 2025 could be extremely bullish months for Bitcoin with the ETF approval, for Ethereum, and therefore all of the altcoins, and therefore all of the gaming coins that are under those altcoins and all of the gaming tokens themselves could do insanely well over the next couple years. I do think it is important to note that all of these tokens are up a whole bunch, and people are buying, and there's not a lot of selling happening, or at least there's a lot more buying than selling happening. And so you as an investor are going to have to take a step back and say, do I want to risk buying into these big green candles for another 2, 3, 4, 5x, or am I willing to wait a little bit longer, or am I going to miss the boat? And so therefore, I'm just going to say, if you're looking and you're interested in the GameFi sector, personally, I'm going to be putting a little bit of money in now. And if, I'm buying the top, if I'm buying this local top, then I'm cool cool with a 20, 30, 40, 50% pullback as long as the overall thesis is correct over the next couple years, and that 12 billion total market cap for gaming turns into 50, 100, 500, 1 trillion, then surely all our bags will go up with it. But I don't think throwing your life savings, lump summing huge amounts into these huge green candles after a Becker video, after all of the noise on the timeline, is the smartest thing to do. I would take it a little bit slower on that and kind of scale your way in and just be comfortable with your current bag size through the ups and downs. Just taking a look at the overall top 10 coins, Bitcoin at 37.5, Ethereum at over 2K, you know, BNB's up off the back of the news that the US government is asking for $4 billion to drop the suit and all that stuff. XRP is still sitting at 61 cents. You know, Solana had a huge run up to about $60. Cardano's had a little bit of movement. In general, cryptocurrencies are a lot more bullish than they were a few months ago. You can see that in the current price movement. You can see that with the anticipation behind the Bitcoin ETF. You can see that with the current market cap being around $1.5 trillion. It was a lot. It was under $1 trillion during the bearish moments of our cycle. And so, you know, there's a lot of greed in the air right now. And even if you look at the fear and greed index, I believe we're like at like 70 to 75 in the greed area. And, you know, sometimes that can mean this is a decent time to take a little bit of profits out and kind of ride the rest of your bags. But in general, the market is up. People are excited about certain narratives. People are expecting a Bitcoin ETF soon. People are expecting 2024 and 2025 to be bullish months overall. So it might be a little bit early to say this, but we back, baby, at least for now. Some NFTs have seen volume. A lot of gaming coins have seen volume. Bitcoin and Ethereum are up in price. A bunch of coins and a bunch of volume is back into the market. And, you know, I suspect it's a lot of money that was sidelined, waiting for bullish news, waiting for an opportunity to get back into the market. And that is what is fueling the current price appreciation right now. I don't think it's a ton of new dumb money. I think it's a lot of what I'm calling it old new money. So money that was in the last bull run that has been sidelined, waiting for bullish news to get back in. So it's not new money, it's old new money. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like the video, turn on that notification bell. I would greatly appreciate it. Check out my private Discord in the description below. We're getting all the best whitelists. We are talking about gaming coins. We are trading cryptos with Sally Swap. It is one of the best places to be during crazy FOMO moments like this. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.